last week we took you on our trip to Sedona, Arizona
While we were there, we did a side trip to the Grand Canyon.
via the Grand Canyon Railway. And that's where we're taking you this week. Hi, I'm Felix.
And I'm Cindy.
And we are
The Roaming Gomes.
The Grand Canyon Railway is actually in Williams, Arizona. And that's where we went to get on board.
When you're at the train station, there's a cowboy show and stuff that happens before you get on the train. But one note I wanted to point out to people for mobility's sake is these stairs are very steep. And they do have handrails and places to hold on to, but if you have any mobility problems, you may want to check that out and get a little more information before you go.
And that was because we went into the observatory car, which is all the way up on the top of the train. There was a parlor car, which we had access to because we were in the observatory.
This is the other set of stairs where you go up to the observatory. You can tell this is an old train that's been restored, as narrow as the hallways are. It's not actually really handicap friendly, but it was doable.
The ride there was so scenic. That is the Santa Village that they feature during their Christmas runs.
When you're on the train, you have the option of going to the very back car and getting on the platform that's outside on the back of the train. So this is our views from there. It was just really amazing. It was gorgeous because you could see for so far.
And they limit the amount of people that can be out there at one time and how long you can stay.
Once we got to the train station, you have the option of a pretty steep set of stairs that was to the left, or this ramp, which was kind of a zigzag to get up to where the stairs went. There's a bird out there.
Oh my God, it's a condor. And then we were on the South Rim. And the first thing we saw was a California condor. It was amazing to me. I mean, I'm very much into wildlife and birds, and I had never seen a condor before. The wingspan on this thing is incredible. It looks like a small plane when it goes out and starts flying.
The Grand Canyon itself, there are no pictures that can do it justice of standing there at the edge of it.
And there's the visitor center.
That's very interesting because they have a lot of historical things as well as, of course, souvenirs to buy. But they have an area that shows you a little bit about the very first settlements of that area and the few people that were there and how little they had to live with before they got the little town built up.
And I love that little saying on that sign there. No sheriff, no septic, no service.
It's really grown up as a big tourist center, and of course because the train stops there and goes between Williams and there.
And then it was time to head back on the train.
And we got robbed. on the way back.
Immediately, almost as soon as we got back on the train.
There was a little group of bandits that came onto the train.
Little being the operative word.
It was a cute little show. and the bandits came through, and then the sheriff came through after them. So it was a nice little treat. It kept the ride from being monotonous because we'd already seen most of the scenery because it's the same trip back.
We would be remiss if we did not mention our hostess on this trip. Noelle was incredible. And somehow I didn't manage to not get any video of her.
I didn't either. I don't know what we were thinking.
But I want to make a shout out to Noelle. She made the trip, which is about a 2-hour trip, very much more pleasurable and very much more informed.
She knew a lot about all of the sites that we were seeing. As we went by them, she gave us some history and some, little tidbits of information. She was also the bartender, and they had a little spread of buffet snacks on the way there and on the way back. And then you could either just have sodas and orange juice and water, or you could have drinks from the bar. So that was
for an additional cost.
Yeah, and that was an interesting thing I really hadn't thought about when we booked it. I thought we were just going to be just riding for 2 hours.
We ended up getting the most high price package, with the observatory car and having the parlor car available to us and so on and so forth. But there are other far more affordable packages, and I think it's actually worth it.
Oh, definitely. We spent 3 hours there in the afternoon
At the Grand Canyon.
and there are plenty of little shops and restaurants. The food wasn't great at the restaurant, and there are several little snack places where you can just pick up a sandwich and chips. So you don't have to have a sit down dinner. You could just spend all of your time seeing the sights.
Yeah. So that's it for this week. And we definitely recommend that if you're going to go to the Grand Canyon, take the Grand Canyon Railway out of Williams, Arizona. It's an awesome experience, and if the price is right for you, take that package that we got, because they make it even more of an awesome experience. We'll see you next week, and once again, we'll continue to help bring you
Less worry
and more wonder.